Hey, welcome back. So we're all pretty used to AI that can chat with us, right? Write poems, answer trivia. But what if AI could stop just talking and actually start doing stuff? I mean, really doing it. Well, that's exactly what we're going to dig into today. It's this super cool concept called agentic engineering.
All right, so let's break this down. On one side, you've got your standard language model. This is the AI we all know, right? I love this analogy. It's like a brilliant brain in a jar. It's fantastic at predicting the next word, answering questions, but it's totally passive. It just sits there. But then on the other side, you've got an AI agent, and this is a whole different ballgame. It doesn't just answer you, it acts. It's not trying to guess the next word, it's deciding on the next action. This is that brain, but now it has hands and feet. It's built to get things done.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, how do we actually build one of these, brains with hands and feet? Well, that's where this brand new discipline pops up. Let's get a clear definition of what agentic engineering is all about. So here you go. Agent engineering is basically the field of building these systems, these agents. And the key words you got to remember are reason, plan, and autonomously use tools. See, this isn't about just giving an AI a simple prompt and getting a simple answer back. No, this is way bigger. It's about handing it a really complex goal and then just letting it go, trusting it to figure out all the little steps to get there, all by itself. And this quote from Anand Vemula, it just nails it. He says, the big shift is moving from models that just predict the next word to systems that decide on the next action to hit a goal. Think about that for a second. This isn't just AI getting a little bit better, it's a completely different kind of AI. It's the difference between having a talking encyclopedia and having a personal assistant who can actually do things for you. Okay, that all sounds amazing in theory, right? But how does one of these agents actually work? Like, what's going on inside that gives it these crazy new powers? All right, let's pop the hood and take a look. So it really boils down to three main things, three core pillars: planning, memory, and tool use. You put these three together, and that's how you turn a passive AI model into a dynamic system that actually achieves goals. Let's go through them one by one. First up, planning. This is its ability to think ahead. So let's say you tell an agent, hey, plan a vacation for me. It doesn't just freeze up, right? It immediately starts breaking that huge task down into smaller chunks. It thinks, okay, first I need to find a destination, then book flights, then a hotel, then find some fun stuff to do. It's basically making its own little to-do list before it even lifts a finger. Next up, we have memory. And honestly, this is a total game changer. You know how a normal chatbot forgets everything the second you close the window? Well, an agent remembers. It learns. If it tries something and fails, it makes a mental note not to do that again. It's constantly learning from its own actions, both the good and the bad, and tweaking its strategy as it goes. And the third piece of the puzzle is tool use. This is literally what gives the agent its hands and feet. The core AI model by itself can't just go browse the web or book a flight. It's stuck in its own digital world, but we can give it tools, things like access to a search engine API or a connection to a reservation system, and that's how it reaches out and interacts with the real world to get its plan done. So this table here is a great way to think about it. Planning is the strategist. It makes the battle plan. Memory is the historian. It remembers what worked and what didn't. And tool use is the operator, the one on the ground actually doing the work. The big thing to get here is that you absolutely need all three. They have to work together perfectly to make an agent that can truly act on its own. Okay, enough with the theory. We've talked about what it is and how it works. Now, let's see one of these things in action. I've got a really simple, practical example that's going to make this all click. So here's the goal we're going to give our agent, something we can all relate to. Find and book a table for two at a highly rated Italian restaurant for Friday night. Now, if you gave that to a standard chatbot, it would just fail. It can't do that. But for an agent, this is its bread and butter. This is exactly what it's made for. Okay, so watch how it handles this. First, it kicks into planning mode. It breaks the request down into a logical to-do list. Then it starts using its tools. It grabs the web search tool to find some top-rated Italian spots. Then it grabs the reservations tool to check their availability. Finally, it executes the plan, books the table, and this is the really cool part. It uses its memory to remember that I like Italian food for next time. And the most incredible thing? It did all of that, this whole complex chain of events, completely by itself, from start to finish. Wild.
Look, booking a restaurant is a cool party trick, but it's really just the tip of the iceberg. When you start to think about what happens when you scale this kind of capability up, that's when you see just how much this changes everything. So let's zoom out for a second and look at the future here.
I mean, just imagine an AI agent that works as a scientific research assistant, running experiments and analyzing the data while you sleep. Or what about a financial agent that doesn't just tell you how the market's doing, but actually proactively rebalances your portfolio for you? We're talking about AI moving from just being a tool we use to being a true partner we collaborate with.
So, if you remember one thing from all this, let it be this. Agentic engineering is not just about making a better chatbot. It's about creating a whole new category of AI. We're talking about systems that can act as our partners, on their own, to get real, complicated stuff done in the real world.
And that, of course, leaves us with a pretty massive question for the future, doesn't it? As these agents start taking on more and more of these complex tasks for us, it's going to free up a lot of our time and mental energy. So the real question is, when you have an AI partner that can do almost anything you ask it to, what will you choose to do? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me.